Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Metta. If you're new here, I make videos about nursing school, being a PCT in the hospital, and everything in between. Before we jump into today's video, I want you to stop what you're doing and hit the subscribe button. Also turn on your notification bell, y'all, so you know when I drop my next video. Today's video is going to be basically the things that you should be expecting when you first get accepted into nursing school. I recently was just accepted into nursing school, so I pretty much have like a very updated list of what to expect. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I also wasn't expecting to be this much and also this expensive. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Recently was accepted into nursing school. I will be starting this fall. And everything that I have on my little list here, if you see me looking down, I just have everything written on my little iPad here. Sorry, don't forget anything, but the very first thing that you're going to get, obviously, is your acceptance letter. I also have a very detailed video about this, about me receiving my acceptance letter and just my nursing journey. If you're interested in that, just go to my previous video, and I also should have a link for you guys in below. The very first thing that you should receive is your acceptance letter, and it's going to give you all the details as far as, you know, it should give you your upcoming dates as far as things to expect and everything like that. So I received my acceptance letter back in March, and my school, like my actual program, starts in August. So I was so excited when I got that letter, but it's literally just the beginning. So one thing I do want to say is if you are currently in the process of waiting, or you may be applying next year for nursing school, I want to recommend this website. It's allnurses.com. It's basically what I used during the process, like maybe like a year or two before I applied to this program. I used this website to just read other cohorts. Like basically the website's like a blog. And you can go on there, and if you're applying for a certain semester, like fall 2024 or 2025, there's usually a group of students who are also looking to apply, and you guys can just go back and forth, like sharing your GPAs, or maybe other students that have previously been accepted will join that blog and like tell people like how or what to expect, how they got accepted, maybe some tips and tricks. So I really recommend that website. Again, it's allnurses.com, and I will also have this link down below. A lot of us were just on there like sharing our stats with each other, sharing there were students that had already been accepted that were sharing like what to expect, like how hard the program is. So again, really recommend that. But moving on, once you get accepted, another good tip to do is going on Facebook and seeing if there is a group for your cohort. I think this is helpful because, again, a lot of the students from the previous cohort joined and was able to give us some tips and tricks. Like I just actually went back on the Facebook group to just to take a look at it because it had been some weeks since I have been on there. And some guy from, I think he graduates next year, he dropped like an entire pharmacology study guide with like all the little groups and drugs that we need to know specifically for our school. So again, I think that is a really good thing to do. Try and like reach out. We also have a WhatsApp group that not all of us have joined, but again, we are like sharing little tips and stuff. If anybody has a question, they just ask it in the WhatsApp group. If no one has done this in your class, just go ahead and do it for you guys. And I think it'll probably be very helpful for everyone because yes, they like the director or whoever tells you you're accepted may say ask her any questions, but you don't want to always have to run to somebody for every little question. Like I think it's really good to go ahead and start building your community and just having like that little group to fall back on and ask on any questions. Once you get your confirmation letter or your acceptance letter, you do, for my school, you do have to confirm your seat. This also kind of relates to people that if you've been waitlisted, this is going to be very important because some people may not want to go to this school, or maybe they have applied to like 3 or 4 schools and got accepted to all 3, and now they have to choose, right? So this is very important to do. We had to send in like by a certain date that yes, I accept this seat and I want to go to this school. Moving on, the very first thing they had us do or like start to focus on was vaccinations. I know with like the whole pandemic, vaccinations became a very touchy subject, but I just want to give you guys a heads up. If you are planning on being a nursing student, anytime soon, you do have to get vaccinated. And it's like a list that they sent us. Um, it's pretty much every vaccination that you pretty much have ever had to have had since elementary school. Like the Tdap, your TB testing, um, what else can I think of? It's really all of them. Hepatitis, or I think I already said that, Hep B. Of course, your COVID vaccine. You do have to get vaccinated for COVID. You do have to get the flu vaccine, I think, as well. For my school, and I'm pretty sure for all schools, they do have something where you can do it for religious purposes. You can go exempt for all of your vaccinations, but just be very careful with that. You do have to show proof that you are affiliated with this religion, and you also have to be able to, I think you have to sign something that says I'm okay with skipping or not being able to do a certain clinical rotation if this hospital does not take people that are unvaccinated. So just for example, if you say that, I'm not really sure about taking this Hep V vaccine, or I'm really not sure about getting COVID vaccinated for so and so reason, you have to be okay with not being able to do a certain clinical if that hospital does not accept employees that are not fully vaccinated. I don't really care to share I'm fully vaccinated, so I really didn't have an issue with that. But I've already noticed that in our little group chat on WhatsApp, there are some people that are considering doing their religion exemption or whatever that is. But again, they are fully aware that if something comes up with that clinical site, that they are taking full responsibility for that. We do have to get a physical done. So I'm not really sure what that entails. I have mine coming up next week, but I do know I have to take a form with me that is also relating back to vaccinations. It's just showing that I have been vaccinated. You have to get your doctor to sign off on it. Your doctor is basically signing off on that you have been vaccinated. All these things that I'm saying I've taken, they have like a cloud website from whenever you were born in your state, or even if you haven't gotten all of these in your state, like it should be with your medical records. Your doctor can look that up and just verify that you have taken all of these vaccines. And my school basically wants me to get a physical and have a doctor or physician sign off on that paper. I have that coming up next week. So if there's anything else, you guys can ask me questions below and I'll answer them for you. But it's just a basic physical that you have to get done for, again, clinicals. Moving on to, I think, number 3, your background check. So a lot of these things, if you are hearing, is relating to clinicals. You're basically going to be like an employee at these hospitals that you'll be doing your clinicals at. So you basically have to go through all of the things an employee would do, or a pre-hire would have to go through. And of course, one of those things are a background check. It's probably going to go through like all of your history from the time, or basically like it's going to ask for your address or all of your addresses that you've ever lived in the United States. And it's going to run those districts for any like DUIs, any felonies, any misdemeanors. Each school is different. I don't know what disqualifies you, but I do know that you have to get a very lengthy and thorough background check done. And this will be sent over to the hospitals once your clinical rotation has been selected. I think each semester, whatever clinical that you're doing or whatever hospital that you'll be going to, that background check will be sent over to them. Another thing that we have to do is a drug test. So a note, I do have to pay for these things. I don't know if every school is like this, but I have to pay for my background check and I have to pay for my drug test. It's bundled together and it's right now about $80 to do that. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that you do have to pay for these things. All of these things that I'm mentioning, you do have to pay for them. Things like my vaccinations though, I do have medical insurance, so that can go over to like my insurance company, but just be careful if you're not insured medically. You do have to pay for those vaccinations out of pocket, and most likely your physical will be out of pocket too. Just be prepared for that. And I'm sure you guys are if you have been planning on becoming a nurse or planning on going into nursing school. I know you know that the stuff costs money. So anyways, you do have to get a background check done. You do have to get a drug test done. With my school, it's stored into like a database where, again, once you get selected for your hospital or your clinical rotation, it will be sent over to that hospital. And that way they can know that you have been fully background checked. You have no criminal record. You have no pending criminal record. you are not an abuser of drugs, and so. So it's really just for them to save their butt or have, some paperwork saying like, yes, they were checked and thorough and they're able to work in our hospitals. Another thing that you should be on the lookout for is ordering uniforms. This was like the most exciting part for me, is ordering uniforms. I feel like, I'm official. I can't wait for them to come in. I will definitely probably put it with my haul, because I also have a nursing school haul video that's coming up once I order all of my supplies and things that I personally want. I also have a clinical bag, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit because it's a part of one of the other things. But uniforms, you will have to order uniforms, and usually it goes through like a vendor. So with my school, there's like a vendor website. You have to put in their code or whatever, so only your school's things pop up and you can order it from there. Just since I started mentioning prices, so far it looks like if I order about 2 tops, 2 of the undershirts, like the long sleeves I like to wear that go under, scrubs, and something else I had put on there, it was running me about $100. Each scrub top ranges from like $30 to $40, and the undershirts were like $12, I think. There's other things that you can buy on there, like their stethoscopes. I think they have like discounted Litmans on there. I'm really picky when it comes to things like that, so I won't be ordering it from the vendor, even though they are giving us a little bit of a discount. I'm okay with paying a little bit more so I can have things like just to my liking, like the certain color. Especially like my scrub pants, I like them to fit a certain way, so I'll be ordering that on my own. But that is one thing that you should look out for, is your email from your director on how to order uniforms. Registering for classes, which was also like super, super cool. Like, again, if you've watched my previous video, I have been like on this journey for a very long time. So just a simple task of registering for like nursing classes and not like prereqs was so cool. Like, I don't know, I just felt so amazing. But anyways, for my first semester at my school, I will be taking, I think it's called fundamentals of nursing, or either foundations of nursing. Either fundamentals of nursing or foundations of nursing, one of the two, I don't know. But that is the first class I have to take. And I think it's just like basics of nursing. Basically, like if you're a CNA, like a CNA class, like all the things we had to do, how to speak to a patient, hygiene, just basic bedside manner. I'm pretty sure, I don't want to misspeak, but I'm pretty sure that's what the fundamentals class will entail. The second class they had me register for was pharmacology. Every time I used to tell my nursing friends at work that I was taking pharmacology first semester, they were like, what? They have you taking that? But my semester's only, my program is only 4 semesters, so I'm not sure if they are having us like just jump right into it, but I do have to take pharmacology for my very first semester, and I've already like been looking through some things. I already told you guys one of the why it's good to go on Facebook and join the group. One of the previous students from a previous cohort has dropped some gems on there about pharmacology. It's like a little study guide that he's given, so I've already been looking through that, and just also simple nursing videos on YouTube. I started watching those, and some of the information has already started to stick, like the inflammatory drugs, all that type of stuff is already like sticking to my brain. So I definitely recommend doing that as well. It's never bad to jump on things that you know that you're gonna have to do. That's just how I learn. I know that dosage calculations are also something that are in most nursing schools. You have to like pass your dosing calculation test periodically, so like more than one time. And some schools, including mine, if you don't pass your second time, I think you're out of the program. So that has also been one of the things that I have been focusing on. I actually need to do a little bit more of those, but just go ahead and start working on those things. But to sum that up, you do have to go ahead and register for classes, usually in the summertime, before the fall semester starts. The last thing I'm gonna mention, and the last thing that you should be on the lookout for, is orientation day. Our orientation day is basically, you get to meet the professors, you get to learn more about the school if you're new to that school. And usually all nursing programs should have some type of orientation day. So that's really exciting. You get to meet people that will be amongst you in your classes. a lot of times, like me, I have been on these blogs and things like that in this WhatsApp group. So I'll get to finally meet these people in person, which is really cool to me. And I just think, that's probably going to be the most, it hasn't come up yet in August when it's closer to my start date, but I think that's going to be one of the most exciting things. Is my list of things to expect once you get accepted into nursing school. If you watched this long of the video, thank you and congratulations. I don't even think I said that in the beginning of this video. Congratulations if you were recently accepted. You did all the work to get here. You're finally here. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of myself. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also turn on that bell so you know when I drop my next video. There's a lot more videos coming. Again, I'm gonna do my nursing hall video. I'm gonna film or vlog orientation day. And I'm most likely gonna start back my week in the lives, but it's probably gonna be more based on nursing school versus my PCT videos. And I have a whole nother video telling why that's gonna be a little bit of a change, but anyways, it was so lovely speaking with you guys again, and I will see you guys in my next video.